Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the stock market. September 3rd, 2021. We're going to talk about GameStop, this crazy story that's unraveling, this massive short squeeze going on. Go over some technical analysis on it, what I think is going to happen next week, how I epically failed for today, and the loss porn on my options and shares. But I'm holding, even the options. I don't want to give them the satisfaction that I closed. I just let them expire worthless. This is the way. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We have Twitter you can follow us on at HappyMoneyYT, where I tweeted out this, and I will get into it later. About 2,000 shares of SHLDQ. Suck it, hedgies. That is the Sears ticker, over the counter. We're going to talk about that in this video. So follow on Twitter, and then we also have a sub up, like up, comment down. That's not right here. And then we have Discord too, where you can come chat. That's in the description as well. Yes, my Yaz is still going. SPY today, bad jobs report. So, you know, I had calls on SPY yesterday, and SPY just doesn't seem to want to stop. So I'm like, all right, I'll ride this train. I figured my SPY calls though would help bring the market to a screeching halt and start to crash finally, and they didn't. They actually would have worked out well, but yeah, anyways, I sold them in the morning for a loss. Could have held on to them. I think they went to the money. Yeah, MACD on here is bullish. Green over the 9, still bullish. This candle is kind of significant of a reversal. This double doji, but SPY is in no way wanting to reverse. We've also had multiple RSI divergences on here. No, well, it's on the hourly, not on the daily. Well, we have had them on the daily further back. Let's see. I'm still getting used to this dark chart. Yeah. Here's the first one. I don't know. It doesn't matter. SPY is just going to go up. Up and up and up and up. Here's why. Let's see. It has to follow that trend line, that monthly trend line. That's why. GameStop. So yesterday I was hyped, and that's because I'm seeing a bull flag. Everything's still bullish on the daily. My problem is daily is good for longer term action, as you can see. You know, once we went bullish back here on the MACD on the daily, we had green over the 9. That was good, but it wasn't good until what, like almost 2 weeks. These are all 1 day each candles, so it took time for that really to work out. So this is good, and this is still good, and it'll take time to actually reverse it to bearish if it does. But in the meantime, it's still nice. It's still a nice bull flag. We're still making higher highs here and higher lows, and we still have everything over the 9 moving average. Today crossed over, but didn't open up down here. And then we also still have a bullish MACD. RSI is coming down too, which is actually good. More consolidation for another rally. And this is all possible. So part of my misjudgment for today was not necessarily the technical analysis, but more just this window that we have to gap, and then also what happened here. This is what I thought we were doing right here, so I thought gap, and new rules. I don't know what the cause, but we haven't rallied, and maybe we won't rally on Tuesday. I don't know. Everything about this is still looking bullish to me though, on a daily time frame, so larger time frame. What I should have done though, not just in hindsight but in the future, is I need to execute my trades more on the time frame my options are in. So really looking at this yesterday and even the day before on the hourly is what I need to be looking at in shorter term for Friday expiration, because on the daily it's great, but if my options expire and we never make the move, it doesn't matter. So on the hourly I could have seen here, first of all, one phrase I always say is MACD is always right, and I was saying it doesn't matter in this case as much because this price action staying so flat. I'm still so happy with it. It's still a nice bull flag setting a floor, and all that is true on a daily, on a longer time frame. But on the shorter time frame, that's why you have these technical indicators, is to trust them and use them. And if you use them sometimes and then are emotional the other times and then go back and forth, if you're not consistent, you're not going to win. So you have to kind of stick with the plan, use it, and then it'll play out right. Same with the long term. You buy, hold, and then just don't touch it. If you stick with it, if you're constantly changing your mind on it, it's not going to work. So it applies to technical analysis, I've found too. So GME has been the tough one for me because it's very emotional. And we back here we had a red candle under the 9 moving average, and we'd had a bearish MACD for days. Then we also had one right here. This was a little one, and I could have even exited right here, and that would have been fine. I would have been a little upset when it rallied up to 231, but I would have said, you know what, MACD is still bearish. I think this is going to come down, and then I would have been fine down here. But so part of it was this window I was stoked on. Maybe I shouldn't be. And another part was just how it's looking so good on the daily, and it is still good on the daily. But on the shorter term, on the hourly, right here, but for sure. Maybe not by here because that's such a small candle under the 9, and if I kind of held a little longer, I mean, yeah. So it's kind of like how strict you have to be on it. But at any rate, I probably should have pulled out here, and this is another reason why I don't like to look at my balance. I don't like to look at my ratios, and not my ratios, but basically my profit. I'll show you. See if you can see it. Yeah, so I don't like to see this. You can, on all brokerages, you can cut it out so you can't see your numbers. This is very good psychologically for me, and I just don't like to look at it because I don't like to get distracted. But also just emotionally, it helps a lot to not emotionally trade. But then for me, I think it'll help the most with exits, because the problem is if we're ripping up here, and my accounts when we were up here, yeah, I was up like 40 grand from where I am right now. And I knew that, and I saw it, and then that was the problem. If I didn't see it then, just strictly trade this chart. It's not on emotion. See right here, okay, we got red under the 9 moving average. We've got a bearish MACD. This is on the hourly. I've only got one more day on options. I need to cut out. I know on the daily it looks beautiful. This is the window. It's going to rally, but I just need to cut out on this hourly for those reasons. And then if I hadn't looked at my balance and what we're up when we're up here and even on this crazy rip, then I wouldn't have known how much we've come down. And that's the big thing for me is if I'd known, it would have been 10 grand I could have made, and now it's down to 7 grand. I'm like, no, I'm gonna hold it. It's gonna come back up. And that's where you're just chasing, and with options you have an expiration. So if you're long on them, if you're short on them, that's great. And that's why I think I do better short anyways, just selling them and just diamond handing them and seeing what happens at expiration. But long on them, it helps me, I think, a lot to just not look at the account balance, not see how much you were up, because then when you come down some, it's like, wow, I'm only up 6 grand. I was just up 10 grand, 12 grand, 20 grand, and now it's so much less. I can't cut out now. So not looking at account balance, and then trusting the TA if you use TA or whatever you use. And I should have cut out here with that, and I didn't, because on the hourly, again, these are my signs for bearishness, everything. And on the daily, no, it still looks good even today, guys. So I'm still stoked for next week. We have no really signs of reversal. I mean, the last 3 days have been rough. It's not following this trend right now, to me at least, and that's fine. This is just a bullish stock. Who knows how it's gonna move, how they're gonna manipulate it. I don't know. We do have earnings on Wednesday. It's a long weekend, and Tuesday. So I still have all my options for next week. I didn't cut out any of those, and all the ones for this week, I just wrote them. Ride them. So yeah, I'm on Monday. Honestly, it's still looking bearish. However, this did get pretty oversold on the RSI, so it might just kind of consolidate down here in this range. And we need to kind of flip the momentum here before we rally again. And it probably will come down maybe even more to this 195 support. Maybe Monday. And then we'll see how long it consolidates before it rallies or drops more. But that's kind of up to earnings, announcements, news, whatever. I guess I could sell covered calls it's, to me, it's getting low on the RSI though, to where I don't even want to really sell covered calls, because we did kind of have this bounce. We got this long doji on the bottom, making it seem that that's possibly a bottom, a good bottom, but maybe not a full flush. I think we'll probably come out down here. Speaking of, such low volume today, very, very slow. And then you guys that have stop losses, yeah, I saw it just flush through and catch all your stop losses. So just these slow moves down, very unusual actually. We had RSI divergences 4 times on here on the 5 minute. I mean, the 5 minute isn't as heavy as an hour or daily. Those will hold more weight. But on the 5 minute looks, we have this RSI is here, this one's a little higher, and these stepped up. Each one of these lows on the RSIs were higher than the last low. And then each one of these lows on those RSIs was actually lower. And then it got right to here. And I've actually never even seen 4 RSI divergences before. And it got right to here, right at that 200. And a bunch of wise retail investors like, I'm gonna put a stop loss at 200. It's over 200, I'm stop lossing at 200. We're at 240, there's no way it come to 200. Wise retail is all from the country, I guess. And boom, this thing just flushed through 200 heavy with a lot of volume. And it was wild because it was moving so slow all day, and then this huge volume stick and just goes and big volatility candle down there, cleared out all your stop losses. That's what happens. And then it hunts for them. I mean, these are computers, these are algorithms. They're hunting for them. They see it. When you have a stop loss limit, they see where it is. They see everything. So it's not like, oh no, what do you know? There's someone selling there. No, they see them. They trigger that one. That one triggers one that's lower, and it's just trigger. And then you're going along on a stock, and you actually end up are the one that are short attacking it. You're not actually short attacking it, but it's like that because it's just triggering all these stop loss orders, and it's just getting flushed through them until it finds a wall of buys, really. And look at this right now, you can see it's just sells. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, I got wrecked today on my daily options, and we're still up, we're still good. It's tough to be up so much, not take some more profits when you come back down. Again, if you don't look at the balance, you just trade the charts and say, okay, time to get out. I don't know what I was at before. I don't know if I was up this much or this much, doesn't matter. I know where I'm at now, or I know what it's saying now. I need to get out, whatever profit I have. But this is good. RSI is coming down. It's getting to a better level. There's no divergences on the daily on the RSI. Still a nice bull flag. Setting up a nice floor. We're closing, looks like, right around max pain. And next week we have earnings on Tuesday. I don't expect much, honestly. I mean, it's today kind of demoralized me a little bit. I mean, if this window thing is, if they still have to roll over for whatever reason, maybe they don't anymore for the new rules. I don't know. Because here they were rolling over like crazy, and their short position has only gotten bigger. And so the rollover, I'm not sure. So Tuesday we might rally up to 350. I don't know. TA is not telling me so. I mean, it's well, it could actually. It's gonna have to reverse on the shorter time frames and just slowly start reversing on the longer time frames. Really, that's the way it works. So again, because this is still a bull flag on the daily, and we're still, you know, consolidating in a higher range. We're still have bullish MACD, bullish. The RSI is fine. So, and we've made only higher highs and higher lows. So I don't know. Maybe Tuesday will rip, but I'm not sure. I'll probably be, man, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do on Tuesday. If it's flat, I'll probably try and scale out of stuff. I should at least scale out some stuff for next week. Even though I'm anticipating good news on earnings, and I'm hoping so. NFT dividend, whatever. Ryan Cohen, I think, he hasn't been able to speak about what's going on, I think, from the SEC investigation. So that's the reason why he's been quiet for so long. Chairman of the board, Matt Furlong, he might be able to. Probably not, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'll probably stream the earnings call on Wednesday. And I've got some crazy stuff is coming out the last couple days that I've got to share. So going back to my tweet, Why did I buy 2,000 shares of Sears? And all of Ryan Cohen's tweets, people were trying to find such crazy, deep, cryptic stuff in them when it was just literally, it was so much more simple than that. Okay. So, okay, basically, Amazon is the biggest retailer in the world, and before that came about, we had what did we have? We had other stores that would sell stuff that Amazon sells, right? So, oh man. Anyways, yeah. So there's lots of different stuff coming out about it now. Supposing long con Amazon versus basket shorted stocks, delisted companies. So it's kind of the theory is that Amazon is kind of behind a lot of it. Jeff Bezos specifically, I guess. And whether it's Amazon or not, it's not a huge deal, but it makes sense to have, for there to be an advantage to these hedge funds shorting these brick and mortar stores. I mean, other than just bankrupt them and make money, which that's great. But if there's a more of an advantage, like a competitor. So in America, we have anti-monopoly laws where you basically, as a company, you can't buy up all the other companies that are your competition. It's called a monopoly. That's what the name monopoly comes from. So instead of doing that, you can either you can start merging or acquiring some of them, but you can't go too much or you will get in trouble for that. So the idea is you could just make them go bankrupt. And that's kind of what this whole thing is about. And all these basketed stocks that have been shorted together, it's crazy because they are all competitors of Amazon. There's been a lot of write-ups on it now. Macy's, Sears, Toys R Us, GameStop, Newegg, Wish, Bed Bath & Beyond, even AMC. So first of all, Amazon Prime, yeah, that's a direct competitor of AMC pretty much in a different way, but really the same. But before Amazon Prime, Netflix was using Amazon Web Services, their servers, for all of their streaming. So that was a competitor even before Amazon had their own deal. Of course, Macy's, I mean, this is all stuff that Amazon sold, even in the early days of Amazon. And then there's this other write-up, even before there were retail and when Amazon was literally just selling books. I haven't read through this one, but they were maybe doing the same thing with bookstores. This one was crazy. Someone shared this on our Discord. This is posted by Jumpster. You guys got to read this. It literally is like tying so much stuff in together that's like seems so obvious now, and like it's just right in front of us the whole time, but we just didn't see it. Okay, so the basketed stocks, GME, AMC, so the point, right, was to bankrupt them. And when you bankrupt a company, gets delisted, but before it's delisted, it might just trade as a penny stock. And I just thought when you bankrupted companies, or you shorted a company, it went bankrupt, you didn't have to pay tax on it. I'm still not super 100% clear on it, but it's possible it's just because you don't have to pay taxes on it because you're not actually closing your position. And then you have all this capital, because when you short a stock, you receive credit. So you short this stock, it goes basically down to worthless. Then all this credit you can use as leverage and you can use as buying power basically. But they never close their positions. So these stocks trade on the market with this huge short position. They're basically delisted. They're fractions of a penny, and they can just use all this money and it's tax free. And they use this to go long on Amazon, on Tesla, on whatever. But there's this secret huge amount of stocks that are all just shorted into bankruptcy, and it's crazy. This one guy found it's like, is this the one? Thousands of over-the-counter stocks correlating with GME with huge spikes in volume starting mostly in the last few weeks, many of them rising from the dead within the last few days. 0 to 0.001 real quick. So that's why I bought Sears shares today. I literally bought Sears. Look at this. It's on my watch list now. This is Sears. This is an OTC penny stock. It was worth 0.09 cents just a couple days ago. But what do you know? Look at this. Look at this spike. When was this? January 28th. It's no coincidence. This isn't just the only one. There's thousands of them. This is so huge. How big of the market that has been affected by this is, and how deep it goes, it's just, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So look, January 28th, that was literally the very peak of GameStop. Sears, blowout day. Blowout day for Sears. And look, it's back. Look at this. It's happening again with Sears. That's why GME, this is the bad one for them. It's the only one that they haven't, it's not run. Even AMC, they've let it run and then they've pumped it up even more. Look at this Sears. So I actually bought in right here. It was only one of my brokerages allowed me to buy it. Bought it in here. And this, I don't know, this might squeeze like crazy. This might go back up to January. I got out about here. Because you might not be able to trade this by Tuesday. They might be fully delisting it. I'm not sure. I wouldn't recommend trading pink slip stocks. That's like in Wolf of Wall Street. Leonardo DiCaprio's in that strip mall and didn't even know that these sketchy stocks existed. So that's basically what you're gambling with. Anyways, man, that was the only thing I did positive today was Sears shares, and I made money on those hedgies. Just a couple $100. But yeah, so this write-up's crazy. I look through some of these, I'm like, that makes so much sense. And then to go even deeper, but actually a lot more shallow, it's so simple. All these tweets that dumb apes are trying to way over hype and analyze and say it's the time that he did it and it's this and that, and don't try this at home. This was one of his tweets, if you remember. Speculating this is referencing delisted OTCs being pulled up by their shorts. All these dead stocks just rising from the ashes. I mean, we kind of thought it for like GameStop. Oh, it's going to go up and shorts are going to cover and make the stock go up. This is way better. This one, I was like, no way. Look at this. Sorry, shout out these guys. Expectant father. Well, congratulations. Hope it works out well. This is not Goran. Who else squeezed in January? Who did he tweet about? Pets.com. He literally had the tweet right here. I remember that tweet, pets.com. It rallied also. I don't even know if it's a penny stock, it's delist. I don't know what's going on with that one, but it's... Here's another one, guys. Look at this tweet. Just to tie it all in. Literally all the blockbuster tweets and the Sears. That legitimately blew my mind. Feeling confident GME chair is the best out. He had the blockbuster tweet on January 7th. Ryan Cohen is a total G. It's from January. If you know, you know. I mean, I don't know if he knew. Maybe. That's insane. But this is like the biggest uncovering of, I don't even know, crime. It's this. Are there laws for this? I'm not sure. This Sears tweet he did, I mean, this was so blatant. It was literally Sears. Okay, Sears going bankrupt. They're tearing it down. And, oh, what do you know? Sears happened to rip when GME did in January. And no one else looked into that. I don't know. I didn't know Sears was... It's just crazy, guys. It kind of sucks because the deeper we go, the more I feel like it's just we're not going to be able to win because literally we're fighting against... seems like the whole financial market. That's why I wanted to get a little piece of Sears today, and I did, and I'm happy. I got some Sears and I got some gains and I got out. There's so much more about it, and I'm sure this weekend's going to be insane. I'm probably not going to sleep anymore. Probably not going to get any rest because this is all just kind of coming together now. 3 months ago, face value that did. This guy bought Sears when we saw that tweet. See, he was a genius. Oh my gosh. That's what I got for you guys. So, my TA, it's not working out for today. I'm still just as stoked. Look at this thing. Isn't it 404? What's going on? Weird. That just ticked up. I'm still bullish. We've got a nice big bull flag. We've got next week, we've got earnings. It's probably safer to sell before earnings, but I'm hyped for some kind of crazy big announcement. There's a lot of stuff that could be. If not, I'll probably sell covered calls because they're probably going to pin this thing down either at this, just around this 200 range, or back down to who knows where, 150. I mean, we're not that far from 140 now, or 150, which is nice. At least up here, you know, that was a long ways to come down now, but who knows, maybe we'll get a lower low. I don't know. Have to look at the charts and trust the charts and not trust our emotions. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.